All right, here are the tunes. Have a great show.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Come with us on a journey into the unknown, the unexplained, and the unbelievable. We will test your senses and challenge your beliefs. A world where science and religion clash. Or do they? You will meet real people and hear real stories, but you will not believe. You will witness strange sights and hear strange sounds, but you will not believe. This is the New England Ghost Project. Welcome to the nightmare.
Hello.
Oh, you're there. I was waiting for you to do the intro.
Oh, that's the bizarrest thing. Everything just dropped off. Anyway, yes, welcome everyone to Ghost Chronicles International. I am Ron Cole. You're not. Here you go. I'm
Yeah,
with Steve
he
Parson.
isn't. He isn't. I might be. And we started 10 minutes ago.
So you lied to me.
No. Good evening. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
Honestly,
that-
it came right to the spot where I kick in, and all of a sudden, the whole screen went blank again. It went to kicked out of the room. I
Oh,
think. Yeah.
well,
So
there we are. Well,
there you go.
you stayed in. Your mic went to mute. I thought, what's he done?
No, just the whole
He's
thing.
pressed the wrong button again.
No, no. I could do that. I actually have a little light that tells me when my light mic is muted or not. So
Ooh.
because I have a new headset that I had to get because I sound so good. Anyway, welcome to
Do.
Ghost Chronicles, and well, there
Steve,
you go. We're waiting for our guest, Steve. No, that's you. What's his name? Steve Scott. Did you tell your wife that I called
oh,
him
hang
Mrs.
on. Hang on. I
What?
can see the problem.
What?
Bear with. I can fix it. Um, yeah,
What?
you've invited him, but you didn't tell him what platform we're using.
Zoom.
Yeah, no, you haven't told him.
You just have to click on the link.
Yeah, well,
This is live, so
it's all right. Yeah, they know. They know these things.
sounds like a Cat Watch show now.
What?
Well, yeah, never mind. So, anyways,
I'll fix it now.
all quiet on 31 Atlas uh, account. Nothing new out of there. No aliens or everything. Uh, Lots of prophets are saying this year that the governments are going to be coughing up that we've been in contact with aliens for
Oh, let's
since.
just talk about Greenland instead.
Yeah, well, why? Because it's a alien base. That's why Trump wants it.
Hey, what happened to Air Force One?
Aliens.
Oh, I thought it just turned round.
31 Atlas.
Was it?
31 Atlas just hit it with.
People are listening to this and go, "What the are they talking about?"
Heck, are they talking about? Just the anyway. Uh yeah, he should have just had to click in. It should have been fine. And
Well,
then
yeah,
he goes
except you
into
didn't actually send him the link.
yeah, I did. I sent the whole sheet of paper.
Yeah, well, well, anyway, I've told him to click the link, so he'll be here momentarily
Yeah, anyway.
because I sent
So
him. I
yeah.
think you can sort it out between yourselves.
Yeah, anyway. So, yeah, I've been seeing lots of, little bit on the thing about taxes in the UK. Can't use plastic straws. They want to your protein allowance tax and all these
Not allowed to
stupid
do anything,
things.
told you. Actually, there's one thing I do agree with, and I think we nicked that from the Aussies,
Mhm.
which is the no under 16s on social media.
No, that's good.
I think so.
Yeah, like that's going to be stopped. How it's going to stop that? How are they going to stop it?
Well, they won't, but it's a gesture.
Mm. It's a gesture. I was seeing that they're paying the aliens $2,000 to leave the country, and they're paying them 2,000 if they come back. So plus they get a
Come in,
hotel and
Steve.
food.
Ron's waffling again.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, Ron's been waffling
All
because
right,
he insists that he did send you the link, but clearly he didn't.
I sent you a sheet of paper. All you had to do was click on the link.
You can't click on a link on a sheet of paper.
Yes,
Doesn't
you do.
work.
You put Control Enter.
It's on a sheet of paper you can't.
Oh, be quiet.
I'm just checking, Ron. There's no link on the paper on the
Yes.
link you sent me.
Yeah,
It was just the
it does.
schedule. Sorry.
What does it say?
Um,
Tonight's schedule?
it just says tonight's schedule.
Oh, shoot.
Doc. Yes, it's a document, but there's
Ron's screwed up.
Oh, I know
there's no
why.
links in the document.
I set them the Pararex schedule. Too many things on my desktop. Besides, you've been on the show before. You should have it and gold plated on your.
Yeah, but I
thing.
don't have the link because
It's always the same.
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Good
well,
evening.
Besides, you're a psychic. You should have known that anyway.
I knew it was going to go the proverbial chest up, but yeah,
sure.
not like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyhow, so wait. Important question for you before we start. Do you play chess?
Who, me?
Yeah,
Or
chess.
Steve?
Chess. You.
Not chess, not traditional chess
Ah,
as you know
crap.
it.
Never
No.
mind. Go away. That's fine. Answer my question. Done.
No, I don't. I don't play chess.
Well, that's the only reason I invited you on the show, but that's all right. So
Maybe he plays the Star Trek version of three-dimensional chess.
I used to have that actually.
I had
good.
it too.
Yeah.
It was very popular back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every
Anyways,
table had one.
I have tons of questions, and it's not
I
that
can-
I'm expecting answers from you that will make any sense, but or Steve or myself. But I have a show on.
Endless host, isn't he?
I have a show on Pararex. It's called
But we're not
Channel
going to do it now. You've insulted us.
Channel in History, and there's a channeler on there, and what he does every week, he does live channeling of famous figures in history.
Mm-hmm.
So, is that something that's you could do, or is even possible?
But me personally,
Yeah, you.
is it
personally.
something I could do?
Yeah.
We used
I
to call
wouldn't
it
want one. I wouldn't want to, and
yep.
two, because I have no guarantee that I wouldn't just be making it up.
Uh-huh.
I would need proof, and I would need to really proof and evidence myself to make sure that I'm not just having an episode and making stuff up. So it was. Is it something I would do? No. Is it something I could do? Theoretically, it's possible.
So it is possible theoretically.
It's possible that I could do it, but I think I would be very doubtful of anything I said.
That's interesting.
Because
it's possible that Keir Starmer,
unless I let. Oh, sorry, Steve.
I was going to say it's possible that Keir Starmer wouldn't tell lies or do U-turns theoretically.
Yeah, it's possible that landing in a boat doesn't give you ownership of a country, but hey ho. So it's,
this country was built on landing on a boat.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Oh wow. So was Greenland, but I'm not supposed to mention that.
Yeah, Greenland too. You can mention Greenland with this.
Yeah.
We don't have any PC police in that show.
I think the Norwegians, the Danes, and the Swedes have a really good case for ownership of America and Greenland.
They do
for-
actually. Leif Erikson's descendants probably owns America.
Yeah.
but like it's like everything else in history that everybody gets screwed. So that's the way the world
But
runs.
you know what happened, Steve? They met the natives, everything was going fine. Then they met the neighbours and they decided not to stay.
Mm. Anyway, so glad you brought that up.
So yes, but we're going back in history. I'm currently channeling Leif Erikson.
Well, that's true. I didn't think of that. Huh?
Yeah, see, I could be doing that.
Yeah. Well, were you?
No.
Okay.
Sorry,
Truthful.
sorry, Ron. Sorry. But no, listen, it is theoretically possible. We've all got different skills and abilities. We've all got different theoretical psychic skills and abilities. Is it something I could do? Possibly. Is it something I would choose to do? No, because I'm too much of a rigger for trying to substantiate anything that I say or do. So it would be by evidentializing it. And I've read so many books on history that I couldn't guarantee that it was just a memory from childhood coming forward. So I personally wouldn't be comfortable doing it. But I'm not, making fun of or dissing anyone that
No, I'm just telling you
does do it, because we're all different.
I'm just trying to find out if it was, possible, because he's done Lady Di, he's done Winston Churchill and King Richard and Queen Victoria. So it's been, he's been on a world tour. I mean, and that's not counting the American side either. So we all are presidents.
Has he done? Has he done Wee Nancy?
No, I don't think so. I don't even know who
or
Wee Nancy is.
what exactly? Or Wee Billy that used to work down the mines and the pits and the back end of Glasgow. It's always someone famous.
Yeah, well, that's what he does. He goes to channel people on his show to get the proper what really happened in history. His show is advertised as learn history by the people that actually were there, so who made the history. So
fair enough.
Yeah. So I thought it was
many years ago. I had the good fortune to nurse a gentleman. It was on a psychiatric ward, and he insisted that he was.
And now he runs a show.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
He was closely
Was
related.
that a shot at me?
No. Kieran O'Keefe.
Oh God. Anyway, this chap was he was out, telling everybody he was very closely related to Tony Blair. And we were, of course you are. Get back, take your meds, and go and sit down. And anyway, it was getting close to Christmas, and a card arrived from him from Sherry and Tony. Turned out he was related to them.
I used to get Christmas cards from George Bush, but that's touching. Oh, by the way, John in the chat room says hi to both Steves.
Hi, John.
Hi there.
Sorry about the false start tonight. We like to do it occasionally like that.
It was Steve's fault, so.
No, it wasn't. It was your fault.
No, it was your fault. You kicked me out of the room. Otherwise, I would have been there.
No.
Doing my job. You try to humiliate me publicly all the time. Everybody knows that.
Why don't we just agree it was my fault?
Okay, it was your fault.
Thank you. Yeah, I accept full responsibility.
I'd rather blame Ron for not sending the correct piece of paper.
That is pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
but
bad.
in the spirit of extreme ownership, I should have taken command of that situation and asked for the link probably about an hour ago. So
only if you knew it wasn't there.
I mean, you had the schedule. It's tonight's schedule.
Yeah, I did sit back probably just 5-10 minutes too long waiting for a link that was never coming. I kind of knew it was going to happen, and that's not a psychic prediction.
I'm sure you did. All right, so
it's not even a Richard Felix show either.
No, so right along on that same line back to channeling and so forth. So, I'm going to say you because you're a medium, so it doesn't necessarily mean you personally, but you as a medium. Does that make sense?
Keep going, and if I get confused, no.
Can you accept that?
I think I know what you mean. You're asking as a general question of someone who's a medium, not as me.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not casting any aspersions upon your whatever. Uh, there you go. So is it possible for a medium, let's do it this way, to channel a person in a coma?
No, unless unless they're brain dead, it's a brain dead coma, or their spirit has completely left. I would say no, because there's still a level of consciousness in there. They could perhaps be on their way out of this physical existence and have already moved spiritually into spirit, in which case theoretically they could. But for the most part, unless there's a full body death and the spirit has left the body, no, that would be a psychic thing. That would be psychically tuning into someone and communicating with them telepathically.
Can psychically be done?
It could psychically be done if the person in the coma is still capable of communicating telepathically, theoretically, with someone outside of it, or projecting their consciousness outside themselves. And theoretically, yes.
There was a medium in one of the fate type magazines who claimed to communicate with people in persistent vegetative states.
Yeah. I actually know some that do that.
It's just like talking to you, really. I mean, you know.
Excuse me? Another shot at the host. Okay.
At least it was at you, Ron. If it was at me, they said it's like talking to you, but with subtitles.
Well, that only applied in, was it Dunkin' Donuts?
It was indeed Dunkin' Donuts. Yes.
Why again did I invite you on the show? I'm sorry, I missed something here. I guess I didn't get enough insults by Steve, so I needed to up the game. Anyway, moving right along.
You know, Ron, we have nothing. We both have absolutely nothing but respect for you.
Nothing personal, but you suck. That's what he says. But okay, so we already confirmed that it is possible for someone to channel a famous person.
No, theoretically possible.
Theoretically possible.
Yes, we're talking theoretically, and it's possible to channel someone in a coma. Or no, psychically connect to
technically, as a medium, I would only find myself channeling a famous person if that famous person had something important to say. So, for example,
any famous person looking at this world has got important things to say.
Yeah, when they're here, but not necessarily when they've left. So, you know, I could go into a trance tonight and channel George Washington and find out that missing line at the bottom of whatever special document you want to add it to, and I could say, oh, and this was supposed to be added in there, but that doesn't mean to say it's necessarily true.
Did he mention the Chagos Island?
I think that's maybe what he's talking about. Yeah. I'll ask him again later.
Don't do it.
If it's orange, don't vote for it. The 89th Amendment.
And moving right along. So
we have Steve as a permanent third co-host.
No, I couldn't stand it. I'd be.
I would happily do it anytime, gents. You know that, and I'd be on my best behaviour if you ever wanted me.
Oh, this is your best behaviour.
No. This is. I'm in a bit of a rogue. I've not slept for 3 days.
Oh, and that's my fault too, I'm sure, because you were worried about being on the show, right?
No, it's my cat that's getting near her death with every single day that she continues to keep me up by meowing in my face at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. She's 18. She's up all night most of the time, just very unhappy with herself.
Usually cats will go when they're going towards the end. They would usually go solitary and kind of hide.
Yeah, this one's just determined to make my life a living hell.
Must be a woman.
I love her to bits, so I can't do it. Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I figured that.
Of course.
Yeah, I know. Losing a cat is probably one of the most horrid things.
It is, yeah. But she's 18, but I thought she was going last year, but no, she's still here.
Doesn't
make it any easier. It never does.
No.
But she'll still be when she's 20, and I'll probably look like someone else. I'll be so tired.
I had a cat for about that same age and
Mhm.
a little bit younger, and it was going because it was all skin and bones. If I
Mhm.
had cats on my legs,
That's
that's like
that's what she's like.
yeah. So I was at church and Jan was doing a lecture or something, so I had to wait for her after mass. I was sitting in the
Mhm.
front. We have a shrine, St. Francis. So I went up to the St. Francis prayer and I says, I know my cat's about ready to go. Can you just make a peaceful transmission? And then, but if you wanted to heal her, you could. Damn it! When I boom, damn thing started eating.
Yeah.
And then eating and gaining weight and gaining weight. And then I had it for like another 3 or 4, maybe 5 years later. Still there. It's like,
That's it.
I don't know.
Be careful what you wish for, Ron.
Still a pain in the ass, too. But
Yeah. The powers that be are always listening.
yeah, unfortunately. But anyway. All right. So that was my actually next segue. So it was perfect to it because can you communicate with animals psychically or medium channels or mediumistic? I don't know what you do. So
Yes. And can I say well done on that fantastic pun that was the transition there, that was your byway into asking for saying that you did it perfectly. So it's perfectly. Yes, I have oddly channeled. Now, this is where I.
Oh yeah, you channeled the goldfish. I do remember that.
No, it wasn't a goldfish.
Yes, it was.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Definitely not. Nope.
Yep.
Nope. I think no. Honestly, Ron,
let me bring the tape out.
You cannot channel a goldfish. No, I knew someone who channeled a goldfish.
Go close it up.
But no, that's completely different. That's as far away as you can possibly get it.
But you're speaking of you as a medium, not necessarily as Stephen Scott. So that was right on the button.
Guess here, you can't channel a goldfish because it wouldn't remember the question after 5 seconds.
It's sort of like me.
What are you talking about, Steve? No, yeah, you can't channel a goldfish because it's only got one message, and that message looks permanently surprised. But I have had animals come through, and no, they don't talk, they don't communicate, they don't speak the same way as people do. But what you get is a very strong overriding sense of emotions and images that come through when you make an animal communication. And this is where I separate from the SNU, for example, because they claim that in the one of the tenets of spiritualism is the continued existence of every human soul. Whereas I believe human soul, not human, yes. Not woman, human, Ron. There's a difference. So every human soul, not every soul. Whereas if all you've got to do is look in, yeah, all you've got to do is look in the eyes of an animal, and you can tell there's something in there. There's more than just instinct and self-preservation, and the need to eat, procreate, and everything else. There's more going on in there, particularly pets. So I often find that, if I get an image, the animal will show me things from their perspective, their eye line, things that they've seen, images, sensations, but everything's a bit more, I don't want to use the term primal, a bit more raw and base in its outcome. So if a cat was scared, you would feel the fear, you would feel the terror. If it was happy, you would feel elated. If it's a dog that's just solely content, you would feel a great sense of peace when it comes through, that type of thing. It doesn't come through and say, hello, my name's Rover, I was 14 and oh yeah, I was very ill, woof. That doesn't happen.
Because there was a paranormal research group, medium led, who did an investigation at RAF Scampton, and they stood over a famous dog's grave and held quite a lengthy conversation with him, they claimed, whereby the dog revealed certain information about its owner and about the circumstances of its passing when it got squashed by a car, and other important information that they gleaned by having this conversation with the dog.
Interesting. Or were they having a conversation with the owner who in spirit was just having a laugh and pretending to be the dog?
Yeah, that's a good point too.
And they claimed it was the dog. I'm not going to say the name, but
no. Evidentially, I would even I would query that as a medium. I'd be like, that seems a bit strange.
It did sound somewhat far fetched, and
If they communicate with the goldfish, I'd even have gone so far to say it sounded fishy.
But no. I mean, if the goldfish was alive, I mean, at least you could see that, but the dog was dead.
Can't talk to a live goldfish. He said that earlier. It's going to be a
Yeah.
Well,
dead.
he said that, not me. All you do is put your lips together and go.
I once received a very interesting psychic message from a goldfish.
Say,
Do you know
I
what
I
goldfish
know
have the
what's
same
coming.
name?
No, I didn't. Of course I didn't. It's a goldfish, for goodness sake, gents.
Oh,
Did you know
time's up.
all goldfish have the same name?
What?
Bob.
Bob.
I think
Bob.
Bob. Every time I ask it what its name is, a goldfish keeps saying Bob.
Bob.
Scoldy.
Bob. 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 Bob.
Thank God that's a break.
I
So,
think of a frog a book, because every time we do it, it goes Reddit, Reddit, Reddit.
Oh no, rip it.
Rip it.
no, that's never mind. That's a southerner. Anyway, we do have to take a break. We could call a show actually, but that's all right. So yeah, I have some more very, very deep questions for you to ask, for me to ask you. So you can look forward to that.
I truly do.
I'm sure you do. All right. You have been listening to some show. I'm never going to say the name of the show. I have Bob, and with me are the two Steves, and we're brought to you by. I can't say my sponsors; they don't want to sponsor this. Some store in the mystical land of Oz, and
liquor store and a lawyer.
Yeah, and a lawyer. There you go. So that's who we are brought to you by, and we want to thank you so much for listening today, and prepare for the huge snowstorm, and brush your teeth and say your prayers, and
we're only halfway through. It's the ad break.
Anyways, we'll be right back, unfortunately, after the following messages right here where we're being broadcast.
Do you have a paranormal event, book, or something else you want people to know about? Then why not advertise it on Ghost Chronicles Radio? With over 150,000 downloads a month, get your message out to an audience that's interested in the subject. We have a plan at a cost that fits your needs. For more information, contact Ron Kolick at anyghostproject@comcast.net or call 978-455-6678.
Located in Illinois, there lies a sleepy little town where nothing is a common occurrence.
You going to that party in town tonight?
Heck yeah! I only turned 18 once.
That is until the night of celebration.
Where the hell is she? Oh no. No, Jessica!
What's happening?
From the creators of Shadowhunters, Bite Me, comes a tale of primal terror and grindcore mayhem. Shadowhunters, kill, Jessica, kill!
Are you reading me? Come in. Hello?
Greetings from the Shadow, and welcome to Shadowzine. My name is Jeff Belanger. I'm an author, podcaster, and explorer of the unexplained. For 30 years, I've been investigating the paranormal, UFOs, monsters, and things that bump in the night. Lately, you may have noticed how major TV networks and even social media networks have been pushing our favorite subject back into the shadows. I say good. That's why I launched Shadowzine, a monthly underground publication that covers your favorite topics in depth by some of the leading writers and researchers out there. If you're looking for 30-second TikTok clips, go somewhere else. If you're ready for a deeper dive, put down your phone and pick up Shadowzine. You can't find it in stores. This is old school print. Head to shadowzine.com and be part of the underground revolution. That's shadowzine.com, and I'll see you in the shadow.
I hesitate to say this, but if you manage to survive the first half hour, you've got another half hour, because this is the second half of the first half of tonight's 2 hours of Ghost Chronicles Chaos. And our special guest, psychic medium and sensitive Stephen Scott.
Evening, guys.
He is sensitive.
I was going to say goldfish whisperer, but
I've been called worse.
Sure you have.
By you, Steve.
This is true too.
I resemble that accusation.
That's very true.
So lately, Steve has been endorsing the Bigfoot craze, and so my comment is: can you communicate psychically with Bigfoot?
Psychically with Bigfoot?
Yeah, mediumistically, psychically. I mean,
well, technically, if Bigfoot were there, and technically if it's theoretically an animal or a form of, late degenerative Neanderthal or whatever it is a cryptid, then if it has a mind, then theoretically, yes, it could theoretically, psychically communicate with Bigfoot. I don't think I would try, though.
Why's that?
Because it's Bigfoot.
Yeah, so.
And I tend not to get into a scrap with anything that's got bigger feet than me.
No comment. Steve, yeah, okay. Then, all right. So it's there because I've been also, I've been listening to these Bigfoot hunters, and they use their psychic abilities to hunt Bigfoot. They use astral projection, they use remote viewing, and all this cool stuff.
Right.
So Steve pauses. Does that make sense?
Well, no, because very, very few of them actually do. I would say one or two from my reading of it, and they seem to be a little bit extreme. By extreme, I mean bizarre. The majority of Bigfoot
we're not.
The majority of Bigfoot hunters seem to be sort of well-grounded people with an interest in nature, and
only on the camera.
What?
Only on camera when the camera's rolling.
But I know a couple of people who are cryptid hunters, and they tend. I'll be honest, they do tend to, for the most part. These guys aren't on camera; they're just amateurs. They tend to come at it from a relatively scientific perspective of looking at advanced evolution and how evolution could have changed or split at some point. And if they're looking for things like Bigfoot or other animals, like the I'm just. Do you know what? They've all gone out my head right now. I can't even think of. I can think of the Loch Ness monster, and that's about it.
Monster. Oh yeah, can we communicate with Loch Ness?
Actually, there was a famous
see, I knew
monster. He was very fringe. A guy called Doc Holliday, and he
was a outlaw, a lawman in Texas.
No, this was a different guy.
I'll be honest, Steve. I went the same place as Ron. There, I've never heard of this guy.
Yeah. No, this guy, he was English. I think he was ended up or in and around the Blackpool area, and he was a complete fruitcake. And he claimed to be
No more.
psychically able to communicate with Nessie and call her to the surface and do all the stuff. And it never, he never stood up to scrutiny, and the man was a complete flake.
Yeah, right on that same line, believe it or not, is that I was listening to one of the leading ufologists in the field, and she is a hypnotherapist, and says that aliens abduct these people because.
Sorry, it was Doc Shields, not Doc Holliday.
Oh, that's a lot better.
I don't know why I said Doc Holliday.
Because you need a holiday. So, anyways, they were saying that, leading hypnotists, that abductees are abducted by aliens because they have high psi ability, and that's the way aliens can commute. So they find it easier to do that, especially since some of them don't have mouths or anything. So
again, keep talking indefinites and definitives. So we've been able to show that mediums can communicate with goldfish, and that.
Well, have we really?
Well, that's what you keep saying. You keep couching it in these definitive terms. Whereas Stephen keeps correcting you and going, "We don't know jack anything about this."
Can also add in, Steve, is that and for yourself, Ron, is that I mean, when we look at how we evolve as a species, okay, we lose ourselves the more we engage with technology.
Yes, we definitely do.
We
Agreed.
We lose our natural nature. We lose our natural senses. We reduce our sixth senses, if you believe in that type of thing, your psychic senses, and we're removing ourselves from our ability to communicate mediumistically because we're so fixated on technology.
And we use our thinking ability.
I find it strange then that a race of extra-dimensional beings that have engaged with technology to the point where they can cross the stars would have highly developed psychic abilities.
Light years away.
When we look at ourselves as an example, if another species developed itself, they would be so ingrained in their technology, they would be almost matrix bound by it. They would probably be plugged into it. They would effectively be like living machines flying a ship. They would literally be, a bit like Firefox. You must think in Russian, Mr. Gant.
It's interesting.
That type of thing.
You're not the first person that's made that suggestion. That's quite a common, prevalent argument within the field of ufology, that actually the aliens are the machines or the UAPs themselves. That they're some sort of hive continuum, more like the Borg.
How they abducted people and doing all these things. No, but when all the abductees say that they see figures, they see.
That might be because that's what they want them to see.
Oh, I heard this woman today saying that they can do brain blocks on you to make you forget things, but it only lasts for 20 years. And so I'm not sure how that's up there.
That's a very definite term.
I know. That's what I'm talking about. I honest to God, because I have Pararex, I listen to all these podcasts when I do the programmer. And these terms definitely, this is what they said. And this is just today I was listening to them. They said the block only lasts about 20 years. And they didn't say 20 years in a dot. They said about 20 years. So I'll give them that. But
did anybody ask how do they know that to be a fact?
Because she was a hypnotherapist. And
because she said so.
No, she does have a degree.
I mean, this is one of the issues that I have with mediums.
Now it's your turn, Steve.
No, this is the issue I have with mediums.
Because I've got, as I've mentioned before, there's about 70 or 80 books on the shelf here written by mediums. Some directly, some in communication with spirit, messages written through them by spirit, etc., etc. And many of them the question that they are most commonly asked or refer to is, what is the afterlife like? Now, you very rarely see the same description being provided, offered by the spirits themselves, speaking through the medium, saying, describing the afterlife.
I can answer that question, by the way.
And it's that inconsistency, because if there was an afterlife, that we survive bodily death, where is the consistency that the spirits are providing? Because are they describing the same thing, or do they all have their own afterlife?
And that's what I describe
This
it as.
This is the problem I have.
The thing is, that like even in the Catholic Church, you believe in heaven, but heaven is what you want it to be. So yeah, you could be laying on the beach sipping pina coladas, or you could be in the Pizza Hut eating as much pizza as you want it. It's whatever you want it to be, or on the ice playing hockey. So it's your creation.
Well, that's not what the Bible says.
Oh, but it does. If you look at it. So
no, because what the Bible says is, I will go to my father's house, my father's mansion, and I will where there are many rooms, and I will prepare a room for you.
Yeah,
it's a big house.
It doesn't tell you what you're doing there as well.
Lives.
Every one of those rooms could be a different heaven, different what your heaven wants, what you're looking for out of the afterlife.
So basically, it's the holodeck.
Pretty much. And we don't, I mean, that's the whole thing. We really don't know. I mean, you look at the Trinity, you can't even explain that. That's as basic as you get in the Catholic Church. And that's beyond comprehension. But that's what faith is. It is what you believe.
Yeah, but isn't that the great thing about faith? The fact that it is whatever you want it to be.
Exactly. So that's the thing. Steve, you still with us, or did you go running?
Sorry?
Oh, I didn't know if you left or what.
No, I'm listening.
Yeah, well, you didn't horn in here. I thought you'd jump in.
No, not at all, because I was waiting to get to hear all of what Steve was saying, and I was waiting to hear all of what you were saying. And yeah, it is one of the biggest blockers, even as a medium, is that there's a very easy cop-out where I could say perhaps we as human beings, well, as spirit entities coming here, our job is not to realise and think about what lies beyond this, but to try and learn and expand our knowledge of this physical world, so that in our next iteration we can make it a better place. So we are not allowing ourselves to be distracted by what heaven is. So therefore a spirit would not show me what heaven looks like or talk to me about it. But I'll be honest, I couldn't guarantee that if that's coming from me or coming from spirit, if that kind of message came through. It's ultimately our sense of self and sense of spirit is that it's going to be impacted upon by our beliefs in this world and everything that we've had bringing us up. If you had asked, if I had grown up in a different culture, or if I had grown up in a different part of the world, with I probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to do mediumship development, and I would have had to have lived with these psychic abilities, whatever you want to call them, in this instance, that were maybe a bit sharper, or maybe self-developed, or maybe developed through the things I did. But all of that sculpts and molds my perspective of what I suspect heaven to be like. So and then when we bring in heaven, is only a religious aspect. So to me, heaven doesn't exist as heaven. For my own personal faith, or something.
A lot of it's tomato. I mean, there's some place call it a different name, but it's it's still the ultimate place where all good souls, or not even good, but all souls go to whatever, reach their final whatever. But anyway,
or is it a change in consciousness when you pass on? Does your consciousness exist in that different element?
Who says heaven isn't a change in consciousness?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we don't know. That's the whole thing. Even a mediumship we don't know where the information comes from. You believe as a medium that it's coming from a dead person, someone who has passed, but we have no way of knowing for sure where that information is coming from.
Not with 100% surety. We don't. No, because it's coming through a human being. It's coming through a person, and that person could be picking up information psychically. It's unlikely. In some instances, it's highly unlikely, but in other instances, it's blatantly obvious that's what's happening. So everything is subjective to that particular situation, and I think that's why it's so difficult to get that type of response. If someone sits me down and says, can you bring through my father and can you tell me what heaven's like? Well, the heaven their father presents to me might not be the heaven they anticipate. And that might not be the heaven that I would anticipate. So you've immediately got three warring views all trying to kind of take shape. So there's a heaven being presented to me by the father that doesn't tie up with a heaven that would be presented that the daughter would want to hear about. And there's the father could be going, yeah, it's kind of just like real life. I'm just filling out tax returns, and she's thinking that he's away doing stuff. And
it's like a nice pub.
It could be.
To the father, it might.
But what I tend to tell people when they ask things about what this afterlife feels like is I just tell them imagine your mind rejoining with a wider scope of consciousness. That's the only way I can help to put it in perspective, because that's the kind of feeling I get whenever anyone comes through. It feels as though there's something bigger becoming something very smaller. And that's as good as it gets.
That sounds to me like you're joining something like the Borg collective.
It could very well be, Steve. Yeah, a universal collective consciousness where we are all aware.
It's very possible, because everybody talks about the greater consciousness, right? I mean, it's thrown out there so often. It's like quantum physics. It's just batted about like.
And the strange thing is, if when we left with our souls and our spirits, because we wouldn't have a physical body, we would only have that theoretical energetic existence with which to rely upon. So as an energetic existence, we cannot, as human beings, understand or even contemplate what that level of existence would be like, because it would be so alien. That would be an alien. That to change form and thought, to change your physical existence from form to thought would be such a mind flip of existence.
Would we really notice it? I mean, would it really be? Because I'm getting older and my mind still thinks I'm 20 years old, but my body does not. So is my mind really any different than if I pass on and it's still in its 20-year-old thing?
If you suddenly realize that you didn't need to breathe, didn't need to see, didn't need to eat, that you didn't need to feel, that you would never again feel a physical sensation, those types of changes, that you would never feel the touch of another person that you loved, but you would in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of energetic change I'm talking about, to go from a creature of physicality to a creature of purely spirituality is quite a change. And that's when you'll hear mediums say things like, I've got someone here, but they need a little bit of help to come forward because it's so close to a transition, because energetically they're still trying to gather their thoughts from where they are now to where they've come from. And it would be that's the one thing and that's one of the oddest things. I didn't quite buy into it when I was training until I experienced it. And that was a very different thing to try and wrap my own head around. To just
quite interesting to hear, because there is actually reading the books that I mentioned before, there is a consistency about this time period post death.
Yeah,
where there is confusion or as to what's happening, what's occurring, what's taken place. However, if you listen to the likes of this new wave of EVPs produced by Steve Hoff, which claims to be communicating with a lucid post-death spirit, always of a very famous person, a international celebrity, within minutes, hours of their death. But you're absolutely right that in the older spiritualist and spiritist writings, there is this consistency that post-death there is a period of adjustment, confusion, lack of understanding of the new state.
Yeah, it's. I mean, even like we saw the movie Ghost. I mean, Patrick Swayze. They had to learn how to move a penny. It was that maybe that happens afterlife to you. Period of a job where you have to learn.
It happens in this life, Ron. Is that if someone has to have a limb amputated, they still get phantom pain, which is nerve damage. They still reach for a bottle even though they don't have a right hand anymore or a left hand anymore. They reach to pick something up because the brain needs a long time. You need emotionally a long time to adjust to that.
Or you go to step over and walk off the edge of a cliff because there's nothing there to step onto.
Yes. Yeah.
So are eunuchs still horny?
I'm reliably informed.
Hold on. Can you say that again, Ron?
Are eunuchs still horny?
I thought you said eunuchs. I don't know one personally, but I don't see why not. I mean, they've not had their maleness taken away. They've only had one aspect taken away.
But actually, I think biologically, would a spirit being still have biological elements? Because
no, they don't.
Because
there's no urges. There's nothing.
I was going to say because libido is driven by hormones, which are physical.
It's purely chemical. Yeah.
It's
purely chemical.
I would suggest that emotional things like love, and probably anger and hate, but I don't think you could feel physical lust and libido. I think that would be because that's a purely chemical process.
But so's anger.
Yeah, a lot of that is
so's love. Technically, love is just a whole load of hormones.
Well, well, actually, like psychologists have not pinned this down. They say it's one of the things that does confuse them. These highly emotional states, like why do we fall in love? Why are we attracted to and anger is another one. And they say
that's an energetic level.
Let me rephrase that then. It requires an electrical transfer across the brain.
Yes. Yeah.
So
we can
what
agree
happens when the brain's not there?
We can definitely agree on that. But you see, electricity and electrical transfer is energetic and energy transfer. So in an energetic state, then it would be feasible for that.
That's
process to exist.
That's if the consciousness is an energetic. Oh shoot! That's just is an energetic state. We always like the convert.
Yeah, because electromagnetism isn't.
Always say electromagnetism, EMF, everything. They always say but what if it's something beyond that?
But that's exactly what we're talking about, Ron, is that so in losing your human body, in passing from this life, you then become a being of a different state. That's one of the aspects of transition. You need to learn how to hold on to your own energy within that sphere. Otherwise, you would begin to dissipate and just, become spread out and wide
just
and
like
one with everything. So there's all that type of transition, and that's the one thing that I get whenever people come through.
Interesting. Well, you know what? If we got rid of the first half of the show, I mean, we could actually get down to some business here. But
no, we have to work through the first half to get to the second half.
Unfortunately, we do. Yes, we do.
It's part of the.
We have to get rid of our. Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at it this way. It's taken half an hour to get to the good bit. With Richard Felix, we can do an entire show and never reach this point.
That's true. That's fair enough. Fair enough. Anyways, we do have to go. You've been listening to, and I will say this proudly, Ghost Chronicles International with Steve Parsons and our special guest. What the hell's his name? Stephen Scott. Right, that's it. By the way, I wished Stephen Scott's Mrs. Scott a happy birthday last year.
You didn't. You wished Mrs. Stevens a happy birthday.
Oh, Mrs. Stevens, that's what it was. Yeah.
And she thanked you for it afterwards when I told her.
I'm so confused. Whatever. All right, we got to go. Thank you for listening, everyone. You have a good night. Stay tuned to Ghost Chronicles.
The next one.
Next generation, right? And there you go. So good night. Stay safe and pass on to the next level.
I'd have been better off if BT had cut through that cable.
And talk to goldfish. Talk to your goldfish once in a while.
Good night, Bob.
Good night, guys.
From goalies to ghosties, long-leggedy beasties, and things that go bump in the night. Deliver us, good Lord.